Alright, today we're going to show you how to run a Bithereum full node. So first, you're going to want to open up Bithereum.network and click on the link to go to the blog for proof of uptime. Now if you haven't read the blog yet, I suggest you do to learn more about proof of uptime. If you've already read it, now you're going to want to download the Node Tool. So the link to the Node Tool is right there in the blog, and you're going to want to download the newest release for your operating system. So on this we're using a Mac, so we're going to download the Mac OS zip file. Now once it loads, double click on it, open it up, unzip it. Now drag it to your desktop, and when you double click on it, you're going to get a notification saying you cannot open it from an unidentified developer. Now this is normal when downloading things from the internet, so you're going to want to go to your settings, security and privacy, and now you're going to want to allow this, so open anyway. For Windows, you'll have to disable the firewall defender or allow the Node Tool through it via an exception. This is just for the Mac. Alright, so now that you open that, the Node Tool opens up perfectly. Now you're going to want to go back to the blog, and we're going to download the Bithereum Bootstrap. Now this is to cut down on the syncing process, and the Bootstrap goes up to block 602,763. So you're going to open up the Google Drive link and click download. Download anyway. So this will take a few minutes. We're going to speed it up here just to cut down on some time. Alright, now that that's downloaded, you're going to want to drag that zip file to your desktop. Create the folder that the node is going to be in. So you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it Node 1. Alright, now you're going to double click on the zip file, the prune, and you're going to unzip it. So it'll take a few minutes. We sped it up here. It's going to create another folder, the prune folder. So open that up, and it's going to have two more folders in here, blocks and chain state. Now you're going to want to drag the contents from the prune folder to the folder that you named, whatever, that I named Node 1. Now these contain all of the data from the blocks up to 602,000. Now you can delete that prune folder, and you can delete the zip file. So now you should just have the folder that's Node 1 with the blocks and the chain state folders. Now you're going to open up the Node Tool, and we are going to add our first node. So at the bottom you're going to click Add Node, and you're going to create new and choose folder. So now you're going to choose the folder that you just created with those two folders that I named Node 1. We're going to create a new address. If you already have an address, you can enter it there. I'm just going to create a new one for the sake of it. And it's going to give you the BTH address and the private key. You have the choice of downloading the keys. I'm going to download it, and I'm going to save that file. You can save it in the same folder that you have the block information in. Now once that's done, your node's added. So just click done. You're going to see the node that just popped up, and give it a few minutes. You can see all of the information, the RPC ports, P2P ports, the IP, and it shows that it's on this machine. So after a minute, it's going to show all the information once it starts connecting, and bam, right there, its height 602,763. Sync very quickly to the top of the chain. And keep in mind with Windows, it might take a little bit longer to sync and find peers. So if you're using Windows, don't be alarmed if it's taking a few minutes. And you can see here we got to a peer, and instantly now we're at the top of the chain, already 4 peers. You know, you can go back to the Bithereum site to see what the current height is. I'll refresh here, and 603,889 is the highest block, and that's what we are at here. So we are fully synced with this full node. Now we're going to show you how to add other nodes if you want to run multiple nodes. So first, what you're going to want to do is stop this node, and the way to do that is you click Edit and Stop this node. Now we're going to be using the chain data from this node, so you don't want to do it while it's running, so you want to stop it first. Now we're going to create 2 more nodes. So we're going to create 2 folders, node 2, and we're going to create another one called node 3. Now, using those blocks and chain state folders, now we're going to copy these. So we're going to copy those 2 folders, and we're going to paste them both into these other folders. By doing this, you essentially created your own Bootstrap file, and it's going to be at the top of the chain that we already have. So again, it'll take a few minutes. We kind of sped it up here, and we're going to copy this now again into node 3. And once that's done copying, we're going to go back to the node tool, and we're going to add both of these 2 nodes that we just have. You can go ahead and start up the first node again that you have. Show that it's running. Again, we're going to make sure that it's at the highest block height, which we can see it is. And now we're going to add these other 2 nodes. So again, add node, we're going to create new, choose folder, and we're going to go node 2 this time for the second node. Open that, create a new address. Again, you can enter an address if you already have. We're going to download the keys. We're going to save it in the same folder, node 2, and continue. Now we've just added the second node. Shows running. Now you can see it's at block 889 when it starts up. That's because that's where we copied the data from the first node. And boom, second node is now fully synced, fully running. And we're just going to do the same thing for the third node. So new node, choose folder, node 3, download keys, save it in node 3, same process. And just like that, we are now running our third node. And there it is. The third node is now fully synced. We have 3 nodes at the highest block. You can see the node tool automatically changes the different RPC ports and the P2P ports. So if you don't really understand what any of that is, you don't have to worry about it. And if at any point you want to change the BTH address associated with your node, just click on Edit, and here you can change to any address you want. Now we're going to show you the Bithereum node map, which is essentially the proof of uptime dashboard. So you'll click on Proof of Uptime at the header of our website. And here we have a little interactive map just displaying all of the nodes all over the world. So you got a few in Europe. And right below that, some pertinent information, price, node count, current height. And right below that, you will see the tier chart for Proof of Uptime. So it shows you how much you can earn and with what tier you're at. And right below that is the list of all the nodes. So showing important information like the uptime, the balance that's in that address associated with the node, the location, and all that good stuff. So you can just scroll down. If you want to look for yours, you can just Control F and enter in your address to see where you are on this, what your uptime percentage is, and how much you're expecting yourself to earn this week in Proof of Uptime. And that's about it. So if you guys have any questions about Proof of Uptime, you can reach out to us on Discord and on Telegram, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have. So thank you for watching the video, and have fun running your node and earning Bithereum.